in this video, we will just talk with my friend and I.
A good view of the sky.
Yeah, view of the sky. There, the sky is available.
Yeah. Let's see what let's give him a real view.
Yeah, go ahead.
There. That way? About to rain. I think it's raining right over there, but they're like, animals, it's gonna rain, don't go to the park. That's the way it is. Our dog mascot. You know, there's something weird about like being recorded. Anytime I'm playing music and I turn on the recorder, I don't like what I do because I'm thinking about it now. Like I'm aware that maybe somebody else will observe it too, and it just makes me act differently. So I like sometimes when I accidentally record myself.
Right.
I'm like, oh, there's the real Frank. There, because every time I'll be like singing, yeah, and I'll put it on, and be like, because I know in my mind that I don't know, it's something weird. I can't. That's why I'm talking about it. No idea.
But why? I love it when we record, because one time I remember playing the piano and I had the tune going and I went, what did I do? I couldn't do it again. And I said, this is worthy of the first song, you know, like 20 keys or something. Da 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 dee da da dee da.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm like, whoa, what this thing I didn't record it.
Yeah, sometimes I think this sounds great. Listen back, I'm like, it's terrible. It's terrible now that I'm not playing. Yeah. And other times I will think, oh, I messed up, and I'll listen to it and be like, oh, great. I didn't even see that, you know, and a lot of times I forget everything I record, or, you know, anything acoustically, I forget it, and then I like, you know, I remember, oh yeah, I'm glad I recorded that, you know, just for my own pleasure, because, you know, I'm like my own fan.
You need to listen to the right people. You're one of them. I heard that one. You're one of the right people. You gotta listen. Listen to your heart. Listen to your soul.
That sounded melodic. Did you mean to sing that out? Listen to your heart.
I've heard it in the song. It's not too late.
Oh no! Whoa! Copyright laws.
Yeah, copyright laws. That is a song somewhere.
Well, we're not. Yeah, we're not selling anything, so I think we'll be good. Not making any money. If we made some money, like, I want to cut. I made that line last night. That's the way Stevie Wonder, I was listening to him talk to Howard, and I like those kind of interviews. And he was saying, how did you write this amazing song? Well, he's like, well, you just mumble the words. And then you're like, you know, eventually something comes up, and you're like, oh, well, of course, you know, and that's the interesting thing. Any art is like 1,000 decisions. And it's so fascinating when you have a good idea, you go with it, and then later you look back and you're like, well, of course there'd be no other way. And it was that I was listening to some recordings, because I did record a couple of songs, and I played them a lot since, and the part that, you know, I have recorded were the first time I did it, and there's a whole other things all besides that are awesome that I didn't remember, you know, I just focused on the one bit. And I'm like, you know, yeah, I've lost my train of thought, but there's a million ways it could have gone, and it looks inevitable now, looking back, that was the right way, but there's a lot of other awesome things that could have been made. So, yeah, I don't know, have you been paying attention to the news lately?
No, but I hear it through people. Something happened with a policeman, and a child died?
Yeah, they got a film, you know, talking about recordings. They got film of right after a guy got shot by the police. And then like 2 days later, the guy goes on a suicide mission I don't know who, I've been at work, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like he killed a lot of people, like 5 cops at least, and shot like 5 others, and then they killed. But it was a suicide mission, you know.
Right, he
That-
went to shoot people so
That
he would
community
get shot.
is so mad. I mean,
Mhm.
suicide not very common in that community. Like you don't really see that. Like what just happened.
Mhm.
That guy. I mean, a lot of people always just a nut job, but I think that's too simple to write it off. I mean, this is controversial. What I'm saying, but
Right.
he killed himself. That's,
Oh, he shot himself.
well, no, he's
had the
suicide by
police.
cop. Yeah,
Yeah,
the cops
suicide by
actually
cop,
sent
yeah.
in a little robot
Mhm.
that like crept up on him and
Mhm.
blew up. You know, they said he had so many bullets that falling out of his pockets, and I mean,
Wow.
are you sure he's a nut? All right, yeah, he is crazy, and he did a terrible thing, and not the right move. I worry it takes away sympathy for the problem. You know, because if you see have you seen the video?
Not at all.
It's a guy. He got shot 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had a gun on him, but he had also, he said, a license, and cop heard, you know, as soon, I mean, he just, I shot him 4 times, like, amazing.
Oh, but was he shot, the suicide by cop?
Yeah, the next few days later, that guy?
Oh, there are 2 guys there.
Yeah, there's several,
Well, 3.
there's a lot of people, this is a
I
whole
heard
cultural.
I heard a little girl, I heard a...
I mean, dude, it's at an increasing rate. You know, it's so weird. Didn't really have it. These things happen more mainly in the summer.
When it's very hot.
I guess I don't want to just call it the heat, but you know,
wave.
it's weird. Have you heard of many? I mean, we had the Pulse here in Orlando
Mm-hmm.
incident, but over the winter, there's less. You know, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's many instances, you know, these mass shootings and terrible things. Not around here.
I heard people die in the summer, like my friend, I was the security guard in the condo for the rich people, and he went to Paris. And he said, it was so hot over there, people were dying. I said, oh, there was no air conditioning? Oh, yes, in our hotel, but everywhere we went, there was. He was like, oh, they have these old buildings. And
Interesting.
well, I've never been to Paris, so like I'm learning from him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I've seen movies, and you know they're really small, but yeah, they are ancient too by my American standards.
So where do you want to go? Oh, we were talking about something, and you said the vase that broke, and it was an ancient vase.
Oh yeah, well.
And then the Japanese put gold around where it was joined up together again.
Yeah,
and it was beautiful.
I mean, I'll do a plug for a plug. You know what a plug is?
Yeah, it's like a commercial.
Yeah, I'll do a plug for that. I think that was a School of Life. The School of Life is terrific. I love it. You know.
Is that a video channel?
They're a bookstore that made a YouTube. They're YouTubers, yeah. Yeah, and they cover the gambit. Like every idea of
religion, politics.
Yeah, but you know, philosophy, you know, life, you know. That's
School of Life, I like it.
Yeah, and anyways, they have a special on Eastern philosophy, and one of them they talk about this pot that some ancient Japanese ruler had, and he loved it, and something about a Chinese guy came, I can't remember, but somebody came, and the pot, they didn't really appreciate it, and I think somebody smashed it, and one of the workers somebody wanted it fixed, so they got it fixed, and it looked terrible after it was fixed. It's staples and tape and glue, and it just was no good, so somebody had the idea to put it back together with gold in between.
And
so
then it was well done.
Yeah, well, that was like the first instance of a tradition that lasted for hundreds of years, probably to this day, of taking old, you know, it was expensive. It was a nice like teapot, you know, but if
5,000 years old or something.
Yeah, so it kind of a tradition of keeping. They have a respect for old, ancient, you know, more than America. I can talk all the trash I want about my culture. I don't want to say much about Japanese.
It's like a melting pot, so like all our neighbors are gone because they all moved out.
Yeah, we knew. We're all about the new. You know, we don't look.
We're almost
I mean, there's lots of people, of course, but overall, the general population is the more fascinated by iPhones. Nobody thinks like the ancient iPhone, you know, you don't crack your screen and put gold between it to make it more beautiful. It's a completely different mindset.
Philosophy,
Yeah.
So I heard a beautiful story about that one, because there was a crucifix after World War II in a church, and the parishioners got together and they said, well, the arms fell off. You know, so what do we do? Well, someone said we put arms back on it. Then somebody else said we remake it, a brand new one. And then someone else said, and this is what they ended up doing, let's just put this inscription on it. You are my arms.
Oh, that's good.
So like, and if you're like, in Jesus he said, go love your neighbor. You know? So you gotta do something for your neighbor as a good deed. You are my arms, though. That means that he won't, you know, necessarily do it. You're supposed to do it.
Yeah, the whole. Remember I was talking earlier about action and how I was comparing like the school life was great, but they did like a summary of all Western philosophy about, anyway, well, not all, but the 19th century. It was called, it's called existential crisis. Anyway. Then in the end, they end up saying that your actions are everything, you know, that you do, and doing good things for other people. Give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Karma.
I guess I need to give it a shot. I tried earlier. And, you know, a lot of people like me for years, I do something nice for somebody, I feel like I'm owed. You know, I feel like I have a debt or something in my mind. You know, there's always, and I hate that because it's not, you're not, when you give somebody, you know, it's hard.
Well, just someone told me today.
You just gotta do it and forget about it.
Some things we do for money, and some things we do, and it's a gift to somebody else.
Yeah, giving
as a gift, like without no strings attached.
It's a good hobby. No strings attached. It's a good hobby. I'll keep it going because I hate that air. But the thought I had reminded me earlier was art. Art is a thing, but also an action.
Yes.
We always talk about making decisions and how every piece of art is like 1,000 decisions. So I was thinking about it. I can't even remember exactly what, but it's a verb. Art is a verb.
Action word.
Are you going to go art? I'm getting art. I'm arting on. I'm arting off.
And I love those, like you seen that video about the Mexican, I think they were Mexican bricklayers, that they were making a vaulted ceiling out of bricks.
Okay.
And the nice thing
what's a vaulted ceiling in Spanish?
Like a Gothic ceiling.
You're my Spanish interpreter. There's got to be a
vaulted ceiling would be.
I want a bilingual radio show YouTube channel.
A vaulted ceiling. I don't know the Spanish word for it.
What? All right, ceiling.
But isn't it Arabic with the arc? But then
probably arch. Yeah.
It's
probably arch.
In
Latin word.
So the amazing thing was seeing it put the brick up there and it didn't fall on his head. Watch out. Yeah, with like a whole bunch of bricks. And then they don't fall down on him. That was what was nice to watch. He said you gotta mix the mortar or whatever the stuff in the middle.
Yeah, cement.
The cement. Our first airplane. Oh!
Yeah.
A jet plane. Looks like a boomerang. What I like about history is that somebody wrote, not until the iron bird begins to fly, blah, blah, blah. I forgot the rest of it, but when I heard the word iron bird, and this was around the 8th century before Jesus, or after Jesus, something like that.
Yeah, and well, I don't don't think they were so ignorant. I mean, well, most people were, but there were some really smart people back you know, maybe they didn't know, but they could pretty easily, you know, a chariot, a flying chariot.
Flying chariot.
They talk about that for 8,000 years ago. Like I mean, I'm a little bit, I wouldn't be too surprised to find out that aliens have been here. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't want to stake any claims because that's sort of like out of my world.
Well, even if you and I had not seen aliens personally,
I would bet they're more likely here.
I believe they're here.
You know, yeah, I would not
because
be surprised at all to find out.
the Egyptian pyramids and all the other pyramids all over the place, and stones that are perfectly cut and things. Some sort of.
Yeah, I mean,
they were humans. Wow.
Like I've talked to you about it many times. The odds to me, you know, I haven't seen any evidence, so I can't say I know or you know, you can't even really say I believe, but let's say the odds are in the favor.
That's right.
That's all I can. But is maybe I could be dead at any moment. Like this could, you know, that's what really amazes me about life is it could all just be over so instantly.
Yes.
And I would hate to have died, you know, like Thoreau. I'd hate to have died and find out I never lived at all.
Oh yeah, that's a bummer.
I'm really interested in what's the best way to spend my time. Doing things. Doing things, yes.
And it's got to be something that a labor of
action
love.
Yes.
A labor of love. It's got to be a labor of love.
Yeah, I feel like I'm alive a lot more than most people as it is because I've always wanted to make art and been philosophical and read. And oftentimes I just the energy, I'm thinking about the energy it takes to do and how there's so many things I would like to do and I don't have enough energy to do anything, like do any of it.
So you got to get around the people that help you energize to the point you get there.
Yeah,
you know,
I saw
surfing.
A woman, I saw this older woman that was, she was like in the, Anna was looking at me, she was like this. She's like 6 years old.
Yeah, aerobics.
I'm like, oh, what? Yeah, well, I was like, geez, I need that energy. She's like, yeah. Well, she didn't start even working out at like 6 a.m.
Well, I heard about a boxer that he used to get up at 5 a.m. But he had like 10, 20 people already in the boxing gym so that when he walked in, you know, he would get energized. They were already working out. Like you hear in the military, they have these songs.
Going to the Y, I would like to go when I get a chance again. Because that was being out in the sun and the weights, doing the weights thing. The brain, the body, life, it's a system. And if you don't feed yourself and you don't sleep and you don't, and you treat yourself badly, the system is going to break down, or it's going to get sick, it's going to get worn out. It's just, you got to do a moderate amount of healthy activities, and those activities are walking, sitting with, talking with people, singing. You know, singing is great, or as far as music and creativity. You know.
Yes.
Just, you know, and you won't feel like so depressed overall, but you also won't feel like out of this world. You'll just be healthier overall, like a constant mild happiness instead of a all in once.
Right, Disney all the time. Would that be boring for some people?
Yeah.
Eventually,
well,
right?
I mean, you gotta see where I'm talking about. Maybe some people. I'm talking about drug addiction. I know a lot of people that are my peers that are
alcoholics,
alcoholism.
Of that,
any sort of, but other people have food problems,
all
sex
right.
problems,
Food,
money
sex,
problems, you know, workaholics. You know, it's whatever, you know, it's whatever.
Lazy.
Neil Young was talking about how he had a dream about these whirlpools going down a river, and he made a painting. I want to see that. But there was all these.
Starry Night.
Oh, it wasn't. I'm sorry, it wasn't Neil Young. It was. I don't even know the guy that. That was terrible.
It'll come to you.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. Yeah, he had a dream that.
Cowboy.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah.
Okay.
I guess he's some of his classics. I've only seen movies from him when he's like 50 and older, 40s, but I've never seen much from him in his younger youth. But yeah, he had a dream, and that's what he said. That, you know, every movie, you know, that's how he kind of visualized his life. That, you know, now it is raining. Now it's raining. Maybe we should end the episode. It's been a little.
Till a bucket falls on me.
Well, it's kind of. It's when someone is still.
Yes, we must find. Like I heard that when we're building a home, we're really building an oasis. Sauna, whirlpool, garden. I mean, we're really making the Garden of Eden when we make a home.
Wow, I'm talking
The
right
bedroom?
there. Are you talking about that to me on purpose? Because, you know, one of the things, I really don't mention it to people much because there's not really something that, you know, I've had mentioned to you and Max, the kid, you know, because you guys are close to me now, but lately, I love music, and I want to make buildings and structures that have music, and I make it with music in mind.
Yes.
Not like actual sound, but the fact that like curves and with the spirit, and yeah, because I've always been a musician, and there's something, painting is great, but to be a musician, you'd be a better painter, because music, it's a momentary, and when I was talking about, I feel more alive than most people,
yes,
because to be in the moment, to be here and now, you should play some music. Like, your sing just go, la la la, you can't do it without having a presence of mind and an attitude, and your attitude, like if I'm happy, la la la, I'm sad, la.
Yeah, at the choir, and you don't want to be there.
Yeah, quiet, low. Usually descending scale. La 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 la. It's hard to make a descending scale. Alright, anyways. Instead of talking about scales, I want to do walls, like a descending scale on a wall.
Well, I already see the one that merged
Yeah.
the sprinklers. There was a girl that plays the violin and they make the
water
and they
do
go
these
up.
like colored lights
Yes.
at the same time. Yeah,
And she was
I've
dancing
never
at the
seen
same
it, but
time.
she was dancing and playing the violin.
Playing the violin.
I want a violin.
She was on some show that they said
fun.
it will not work for you, and then she became super famous after that.
Oh, one of those, yeah.
Yeah, one of those talent shows, American Got Talent.
Yeah, I
or
would just turn around to that judge and be like, well, your career is over.
and then
You know.
you're completely wrong about her.
Yeah. But,
the violin and dancing just don't go together, and then she made it happen. She's got a Vegas show and all these things. So, like in your buildings, of course, I've seen hotels and resorts.
Sense of playfulness, and architecture is great, and there's not so much of it. It's still, I don't know, still always needed. Anyways, let me bring this all together. Let me wrap it up. Oh yeah, well, yeah, I've been thinking more aesthetically, more about that creativity. Because lately, when I think about buildings and architecture, I think about more like the not, you know, like all the stuff I was just talking about is like the extra, like. But I thought about it much more in like how the height of the wall might make a difference, whether the temperature or the shadow, or you know, it's more of an efficient mathematical sort of way, like more like a machine. I have not really been considering. I haven't really taken the spirit of music and art, paintings, and merged it with the. Usually when I build things like, or I've never really built much, but I've done a lot on the computer, like when I was a kid. And just recently I got this other program where I can, you know, make 3D structures on a screen. And that is just awesome. It's Minecraft, by the way. Like for everybody. That I'm not into playing the game, but a lot of, I think out of that game, a lot of kids when they're, you know, 10, 20 years down the road, they're going to be a lot of more architectural people, because 20 years, you know, when I was a kid, when I turned 10, there was a game, I think Matt Hoffman, and in that game you could design skate parks. Tony Hawk has all that. You could, you know, you couldn't do that. Yeah, in Tony Hawk skateboarding games, you can design characters, and you can even design parks, I think, maybe in some of the games. And I used to do that a lot, and I actually want to make real buildings now. Like, that was, you know, kids. But when I lost that game, I think I gave it to my nephew and Kyler, and I never got to do that again. And every time I've had an idea for a three-dimensional structure, I have to do it on a piece of paper. You know, blueprints. Blueprints are great for you know, a mapping, but you can't walk through a blueprint like you can through a real thing or a. I even made little models. Like, I would make little cardboard models. I got a few of them in the house, you know, and then
you can see them from the top, and then you can lower your
eyes.
It's maybe even
I had to glue and tape it together, you know. Yeah, it might be even better than the computer in a way, but oh, and then there's sculpture. Man, you know, I should have recorded myself talking to that kid because he's got an art degree, but he doesn't have the artist bone. Like, I mean,
well, he's got it for something else.
Yeah, he has it. I can't say that, but you know, he just begrudgingly, you know, because what it was, his dad's an art teacher, and you know, anyways, I don't want. He might watch this and be like, "Hey, he's talking about me."
His whole family might have that talent.
Yeah, his dad said I had a lot of ideas and that I should go to school, and I was like, well, school for art is a waste of time. You know, if you're a good artist, you don't need school. You don't need, you know, Jim Carrey said something, because Jim Carrey, the actor, also paints. He says that he makes amazing art, sculptures, art, painting, and Howard Stern said to him, why don't you do it why don't you go to get a teacher to teach you?
Yeah.
I like doing it the wrong way. I like, you know, something about...
Yeah, he likes doing it, discovering his own way.
Completely unique. I agree with him.
Which pocket? Oh.
It's not, it's in the bag. Or,
yeah. Who could it be? Oh, okay. Who was it? Looks like they're closing the park. Who's going to bring
I got my skateboard.
Anna Jamie 750. I think she called.
Ben Frank. Bendición.